Hey guys, it's Paul from Ashen. It is new comic book day for the week of August 15th, and we're going to get started right now. Don't forget to check out our 2019 Team Ashen calendar. A portion of each sale will be going to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, so get an awesome calendar and also get a donation to a great cause. Links will be down in the comments, so check them out.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls and the comic book store, and I don't know if I'm centered correctly. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some trades, because you love trades, right? Killer Be Killed, Volume 4. This is the end of the series, I do believe. I don't know, I'm behind on issues, but this book is sweet. We've got Hellboy, Complete Short Stories, Volume 2 Omnibus. These things keep flying. Diamond keeps having them on back order. If you want this, get it quick, because God knows. We've got Rose, Volume 2. I enjoyed Volume 1, so I'd probably enjoy Volume 2. Old Man Hawkeye. I know it started strong. I don't know if it continued strong, but if you like that universe and what they did, you will enjoy that. East of West, this I do read. This is fantastic. This is one of my favorite books, period. And finally, we've got Batman, the Caped Crusader, Volume 1, which has that sweet McFarlane Batman cover. He didn't do a lot of Batman. He didn't do a lot of DC, really, but check it out. It's really cool.
All right, guys, first up we have Pearl, issue number 1. This is a new series from Bendis, the original team that put together Jessica Jones, the Alias stuff. It's going to be a new world, I'm assuming, right? Jinx World is going to be kind of like a new imprint, kind of like Vertigo, kind of doing its own thing.
I assume so.
Pearl's kind of weird. It's going to be, I'm assuming, some sort of assassin kind of thing. It's a very weird book. It's very, like, the art style is very dark, very watercolor. I mean, what you would assume from Alias. And at least for me, it kind of detracts a little bit because the character is supposed to be this very pristine character, and the art makes it still feel kind of a little muddy and dirty. So it's just kind of weird kind of thing. It was an interesting read. It doesn't really give you a lot to go on as far as what the character is and what the direction of the book is, but we just have to assume that she's going to be an assassin based on what happens in this comic and this love affair, or that may or may not be happening with some of the main characters. Pick it up if it's a flyer. If you are a huge fan of Alias, you'll probably like it just because of the similar writing style and the art. If you're not, it's going to be up to you whether you pick it or not. I'm probably not going to go and read the rest of these just because I wasn't like huge on Alias, so it wasn't a big draw, but I wanted to check it out anyway.
Alright guys, my first book is Coyotes, issue 5. Why Coyotes? Because I just read the trade of 1 through 4, and I liked it. It's a very strange world where coyotes, or giant wolves essentially, are fighting these old granny characters and these women that rally together. It's a very weird mystical book. The characters are based on some sort of mythology where the women are the protectors. They're the daughters of Gaia. They're protecting us from wolves. Look, I was just really excited. I never can read anything beyond an issue 1 because I'm never caught up on anything. This was so good. But Sean Lewis is a good writer. The art is amazing. The design, the setup of the panels, I really liked. Good book. It's not hard to catch up like I did. I just read 1 through 4 in the trade format and jump right on in. It's a good book. Check it out. Something different.
Next up, we have Batman, issue number 53. This is the end of the arc, the end of Cold Days. Wow, man, it was a good book. Oh, it was so good. But not quite my pick of the week. We are still dealing with the end of the trial, and when we last left off, Batman, or rather Bruce Wayne, is going to basically deconstruct Batman and get the rest of the jurors to acquit Mr. Freeze because Batman's unhinged. He's not quite himself. And this was a really good book. Man, I didn't know how things were going to go after the wedding, and this felt right. Everything about this arc just felt like a broken person spiraling into nothing, and and finally seeing the direction they have to go. So I'm really excited to see what the next issue is. But you should definitely pick this one up. It was a really great 3-issue read. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Lee Weeks, he did a very good job, and of course Tom King is awesome.
All right, everybody, we've got Infinity Wars #2. This was really good, just like the 0 issue, the Prime issue, and then the first issue. I don't know, there's so many issues. I feel like I've read like 20 of these issues, and I'm only on issue 2. Thanks, Marvel. But this was a very good issue. As it was revealed in the last one, they showed you who the mysterious person is. I won't quite spoil it yet in case you're catching up. But there's a showdown here with Power Stones going a-flying everywhere. The violence is ramped up at certain points, the intensity, the fear. It's crazy how many emotions across so many characters happen in this. I like that. You like that move? And it's a good book. This is still crazy, and I love it. You figure some of it has to get retconned, right? Like, so much horrible stuff. It's so much horrible stuff. I really like this. It was very close to being my pick of the week.
And my pick of the week is Extermination. It's an X book. I had to read this book because Tim didn't want to read this book.
I won't do it.
He won't do it. But I'm an X person, so I like this one. It was really good. It is going to be a 5-issue mini that's basically going to do their best to set the timelines right in the X universe, which anybody who reads X-Men knows that that's just futility. It's never going to happen correctly. But the way they're going to go through this, it feels like some of your favorite characters are going to not make it through this series, and as far as Marvel goes, or as much as they're going to try to go, they're going to try to make sure that this is at least permanent, or at least permanent in terms of Marvel, which means a couple years, 5 years down the road, they might come back. But it was really great. It was really good writing. I did not see the twists and turns coming in this book, and I'm really excited to see where the rest of them go. I'm really invested in this series, even though I wasn't really invested in the original 5 coming back into our timeline. But this is really good, and I want to see how this goes.
All right, it's time for my pick of the week, and I was so happy by this book. I knew nothing of it. It's from Aftershock. It's Volition.
Voltron.
Yes. Paul was helping me put the books up. He goes, Voltron. I'm like, no, not Voltron. This book is about AI, artificial intelligence, and this is such an interesting story because it's, okay, we've created robots, we've created artificial intelligence, and okay, they become sentient, and they talk about it. They're like, Terminator, that kind of stuff doesn't happen. We all were worried they were going to gain consciousness and rally together and try to destroy humanity, but there's thousands of different intelligence, and they all have different opinions. Sure, some of them were bad, but most of them were good. They just got day jobs and whatnot. This is, it's like a race allegory in some ways because they fight for their rights, and then they start becoming obsolete. It's very interesting. I really enjoyed it. I don't know anything about the writer or the artist, but I loved it, and I will learn more about you because this book was quite sweet. It has a nice twist at the end. It was just fun. Like, go out of your comfort zone. This book is sweet. All right, guys, that's the end of today's show. It's over. Go on home. Get out of here. Go online and buy that calendar, too. I know Paul was like, hey, the calendar, whatever. No, do it. It's for charity. It's like double charity. Double down on charity. And then, can't you get it signed by your favorite cosplayer or something? Isn't that a tier?
Yep.
What's that run you?
That's the same price.
Oh, what? You can have your favorite cosplayer sign your calendar. I'll do it. But then I'm going to have to tell them who's my favorite. And oh, man, they're going to be pissed. They're going to be like, oh, man, I thought I was Tim's favorite. And I'll be like, nope, I don't even know your name. It's going to be great. And you're on the calendar on my wall. And who are you again? It's going to be great. I'm going to mess with them so much. You don't even know who my favorite is. I'll tell you who my favorite is.
I know who it's not, because they were dead to you today.
Don't mess with my coffee. Holly.